So Google had their Pixel 9 event today, and there's actually a bit more than just because I've been waiting for these for a while. So there's several phones. There's the Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, then the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and then a Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Now some people are saying the names are a bit confusing. Honestly, it's not really that bad, except maybe the Fold, but the base phone, the Pixel 9, is $799. And with that, you get the 6.3-inch screen size, and it has this new design with the flat matte metal sides and a polished glass back in 4 colors. Porcelain is white, obsidian is black, and then wintergreen and peony, kind of Cosmo and Wanda vibes. And then there's the 2 Pro phones, so the Pixel 9 Pro and Pro XL. So what's sick is the 9 Pro, it's the exact same size as the Pixel 9, just like what the iPhone's been doing. And the only thing but yeah, the Pro phones start at $999 and $1099. And with that, you'll get an extra third camera, telephoto camera. They have more RAM, and they switch to glossy rails with a soft touch glass back. Again, in 4 colors, obsidian, porcelain, hazel, which looks nice, and rose quartz, kind of a more faded pink. So because the trend these days is to do flat sides, like obviously I've talked about how I like that, but that's not the only thing. They feel a little bit heavier in the hand now, which gives them a more solid feel. The screens are all much brighter. So the Pixel 9's Actua display is 35% brighter than the Pixel 8. And there's thinner bezels all the way around. And yes, finally, it's an ultrasonic fingerprint reader under the display, not optical. And the camera visor around the back, this is polarizing, but the huge lens opening, I think it just looks promising. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to test all these things for the full review and really see what they're made of, so get subscribed to see that. But my first impression, at least, is that, you know, these photos are gonna end up very pixel-like, very punchy and contrasty, and they're just bigger sensors than before, so potentially more shallow depth of field. But I guess aesthetically, the camera bump, even though I like the older ones better, I still kind of don't mind these new ones. I know it's not the full visor all the way around like before, and I miss that, but it's now this like perfectly flat island, and that is still distinctive. It's pretty unique as like a Pixel thing. So now specs, let's just get them all in one place. That's all the specs that I've been able to confirm. You'll notice, again, I don't want to make the mistake of judging it too soon because I haven't benchmarked it and I don't know what long-term performance is like, but when Google says Tensor is 20% faster with web browsing and 17% faster with app launching, I believe them. I mean, these phones are really quick and snappy, at least from my impression. And I just want to say again that I'm really glad they made the smaller phone with all of the benefits of the Pro, because there are a lot of people who want a better phone but not a gigantic phone. So having a Pro that's not a Pro Max is sick. But of course, these would not be Pixel phones without a boatload of AI, and so there are definitely some new AI features coming along with these Pixel 9s. The big ones are, so the Google Weather app has been redesigned for the Pixel 9s, as you can see, which is a bunch of tiles now, and this very, modern looking version of the weather. And right at the top is an AI-generated comment about the weather, maybe sometimes telling you what to wear or something. Cool, I guess. I almost never use the stock weather app on any phone, and that probably won't change here, but for those who do, all right, fine. That's a good improvement. The new Screenshots app is interesting. Again, I don't think many people are going to use this, but if you do, it's basically a new app that gathers all of your screenshots specifically in one place. And then it scans each one of them for any information in them to be able to remind you later or help you search through later. But then there's the Pixel Studio app, which I guess that's the hot new thing in devices with AI, is to have an app called Studio that just lets you create AI-generated art on device with a simple text prompt. Apple has just announced that in iOS 18, but they're not shipping that yet. But the one thing I was impressed with playing with this one is it's really quick, like maybe 3 seconds or so to generate a new image. And it's completely on device, so it'll still be this fast when your internet connection sucks or you're offline or something like that. So yeah, I don't know, maybe your generated pictures or memes for text conversations or for Twitter or something like that. But yeah, it's another AI app on the phone. Also, Magic Editor in Photos has this new reimagine feature where you can not only erase things or reframe things in your pictures, but you can now highlight a section and reimagine it as something. And it can be whatever you type, just something completely different. So I guess you can straight up make up new scenes and pictures now that totally didn't happen. Kind of like Samsung's sketch to image. What is going on? What is a Pixel? The Add Me feature walks you through this. So, okay, first you open the camera mode and it tells you to kind of wiggle the camera around a little bit so it can get a better sense of 3D space and the environment. Then the photographer, number one, takes a picture of everyone except for them and leaves a little room for themselves. Then once they take that, they can have everybody peace out, and then one of those other people becomes the new photographer and tells the first person where to pose so that they can sort of be next to everyone else. It overlays where the people were and a nice white box over the scene to help keep the framing the same. Once the second person poses, they snap the picture, and Google straight up merges the pictures together into a group photo with everyone. Another moment that totally never happened. Plus it keeps the originals too. Very 2024. What is a photo? So this is the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I don't know why it's called that. I don't know why it's not just called the Pixel Fold 2. Maybe it's easier to remember because now it's the same price, $17.99. So look, Google cooked with this thing. I think the last Fold, and then on the inside, it's also a larger 8-inch display that, like I said, it mirrors the home screen layout of the cover display. And the whole phone with the metal rails now and a soft touch matte glass, it just all feels even more premium, like of a flagship than ever before. And look at how thin this thing is. This has got to be, I mean, it's definitely one of the thinnest foldables out now. Maybe not the thinnest, but each side is barely thicker than a USB-C port. And so combined with the flat sides, it's barely thicker than a normal phone. Now, of course, it still has this camera bump on the back, which is, okay, this one's worse. I don't see a lot of thoughtful design in this camera island, but I feel like I can accept it with the rest of this phone's design being so impressive. It's just so good. It feels great to use open. It's awesome closed. I feel like this is just a better version of the previous best foldable, the OnePlus Open G4. 16 gigs of RAM, and all the AI benefits that come from these new Pixels, Pixel Studio, Screenshot app, Weather app, all that other